I'm going to get you out of here. How did you meet Bob? Tell me, finish. We got to finish
Oh
one
my God,
story.
really?
One story.
Okay, I'm going to give you the quick synopsis. So I met him, first through Janine Garofalo. When the Stiller show hadn't happened yet, I had gone out to LA to visit and probably tried to do sets and, see what was out there, whatever, from Boston. And met a bunch of Janine's friends, Ben Stiller, and went and had drinks with them. And then, and she said, I was like, I want to play some basketball or something. I played a lot of basketball back then. She's like, okay, I have a friend, Bob, who's really, really funny. And I think you guys would hit it off great. And she had a basketball at her, I guess her roommate played basketball. So I picked up the basketball. It was in the Melrose, Hollywood area. So it was like, 3 blocks around the corner. Go up to his house. He had a screen door that was closed, but his door was open, meaning you could. So he's in there. He's watching TV with the TV. So as you walk up the steps, the chair was facing the TV, which we're behind him. In other words, his head we're seeing the back of his head. And Janine raps on the door. He's eating like a bowl of tuna fish or something. Hey, Bob, my friend David is in from out of town. He's really funny. He's from Boston, and he was looking to play basketball. If I think you guys would hit it off. And all he did was this. He just turned like, you're me.
Yeah.
He just went, no. And then turned back to watching. And you got to hear Bob tell the story because his memory is the same, but he also he owns up to his shittiness. And then I met him, several months later on the Ben Stiller show. I was brought in as a writer replacement mid-season. So I came in halfway through and he was a dick to me, not actively, proactively a dick, not just he. And I was a fish out of water. I had no idea how fucking Hollywood worked. I didn't know anything about the West Coast or Hollywood or TV or any of that shit. And I came in with my cocky ideas of what pure comedy is and whatever the fuck. And he just wasn't helpful at all. And again, you have to ask him because
That's great to hear. That's great.
He totally owns up to it. And he was, but then being part of that scene, that burgeoning scene that is now we know what it is, but at the time it was just sort of happening and there was no word for it. And we had all these mutual friends, like really talented, cool people. We'd, doing shows for each other, and everyone was always partying. Every weekend there was a party somewhere, and we were at.
God, I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall to see those parties back then.
They were great, and also everybody's fucking each other. Like any kind of creative scene like that when you're young. I mean, we were in our 20s, or late 20s, early 30s, whatever. But and then, we were at a party at Laura Milligan's, where I think Janine had a room. There were like, it was a house, and there were like 4 comics who shared the house. And one of those parties, and then we were in the kitchen, Laura Milligan's kitchen, and we ended up, Bob and I riffed this thing that became I don't know the name of the sketch, but it's one from the first season, the pots and pans, and he's the British Ernie, the British guy who's like, have you ever, the infomercial thing.
Yeah.
I'm whatever. And then he ends up hitting Jill Talley, beating her with a pan, whatever. And he's like, and then he jumps out a window and he's like, British people can fly, and all this crazy shit. And then, but we riffed that, and it became very apparent very quickly in a way that's very rare, but when it happens, it happens. And you can it's akin to having a spark with a woman, where you make that connection, and everything you're saying is kind of, you're totally on, and I don't know why, but everything I'm saying is landing, and she's going with it, and she's great, and there's a connection there. So it was like that without the sexual part, but with the comic part, where we started with this thing and ended up listening to each other and telling this, going on this sketch journey thing that was just bonkers and crazy and cracking each other up and making everybody else laugh. And then from that point forward, it was like we just became friendlier, and there was just a thing there.
It's crazy.
And now we're like best friends, and